Boomer Sooner.
Runs it himself, right up the middle, has a whole 45-40. Watch out, he's in the clear. 30, tricked up at the 25-yard line, or he would have gone the whole way. Deep shot fluttering around the 15-yard line. It's caught, wrapped up, stopped. You can unhitch the wagon. Put the ponies in the barn. Sooner magic still works in the SEC.
Welcome to the Air Comfort Solutions OU Huddle, live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue on the Sooner Sports Network from Learfield. Presented by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Also brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. And by the Trails Golf Club, where members become family. Now, the Air Comfort Solutions OU Huddle.
Welcome back to Rudy's. It is a Victory Monday after Oklahoma goes on the road and takes care of South Carolina. We're home for Ole Miss on Saturday at 11 a.m. This is the Huddle, as always, live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Let's introduce the crew. You know him, Josh Norman, member of the 2000 National Champion, OG of the Soul Mission.
OG.
And the Warful Award winner, the co-host of the most popular podcast going, the Oklahoma Breakdown. Ladies and gentlemen, Gabe Eichard is in the house. What's up, baby? As always, we're brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Winning is fun, Gabe. I think you brought it up many times on the sideline on Saturday.
When you go on the road in this conference, and I know that South Carolina's not in a good spot right now. They're not playing good football as of now. When you go on the road in this conference and you walk away with a 19-point win, we all should feel very good.
Absolutely. To that point.
It's not easy to do in this league, man.
It's not easy to do at all, but I also don't want to diminish what we did because South Carolina's still a good football team.
They got some good players.
They're a good football team,
There's no
good
doubt.
players, and for us to dominate the way that we did says a lot about who we are and the team that we are.
As much as Oklahoma was able to make their offense look very pedestrian, that still might be the number one pick in the draft at quarterback that they had in Lenore Sellers.
Guy's an absolute freak.
and
he was running for his life the entire football game.
Yes.
He's probably seeing Grayson Halton in his nightmares.
That is now – and the Grayson Halton dance.
Oh, my gosh. I laughed so hard.
We need a breakdown of that bad boy.
Yeah, we gotta have him teach us that. 5 straight games now, Gabe, with double-digit tackles for losses. They have 62 on the season. And South Carolina, a week after Texas had so much success on third down, the Gamecocks were just 3 of 15 on third downs. Now, we'll go in depth on each side. We'll talk some offense here in a bit and some defense. But just some of these general numbers are jaw-dropping. South Carolina had 50 yards on their first drive. They finished the game 50 yards rushing on their first drive. They finished the game with 54 yards rushing. And Oklahoma gave up a 72-yard drive on the opening drive. If you combine the total yards for South Carolina in the second and third quarter, they had only 63. So some adjustments were made after that first drive, Gabe Eichard, and Oklahoma offensively and defensively really found another gear.
Tackles for loss. I've talked about this a lot on here. I love looking at TFLs as a gauge of how your defensive line is playing. Currently, the most tackles for loss in the country, Oklahoma was 75.
Wow.
Second place. I think we all would agree. Indiana's a really good football team, right?
Yep.
66.
Wow. Oklahoma has 62 in their last 5 games.
Third is Pitt with 59.
Oh, wow.
So we got, math's not easy, but 16 more than third place.
Math works in that one, folks.
And those teams have all played 7 games.
Wow.
This defensive front, and you throw Kip Lewis and Kobe McKenzie and that linebacking core in there, they're making some of those plays as well. But the havoc that this defensive line is causing is better than anyone else in the country. Just look at the statistics. Mm-hmm. They're there. Now, we all know what this stretch of the schedule is about to be, Josh, but up to this point, this defensive line has been excellent at playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely, man. I mean, that's astronomical, like what we're doing on defense. Those tackles for loss, I mean, we're averaging double digits in tackle for losses, which is unheard of. And so, like, I'll also say this. People keep talking about the next stretch of our schedule. Let me say this, and I think it's important that we understand this in Suda Nation, that when these teams are looking at the calendar, they're noticing that they got Oklahoma on their schedule. You know what I'm saying? In the same way, we like, oh, shoot, we got to play Alabama. We got to go to Alabama. They're looking at their schedule, and they're like, dang, we got Oklahoma on the schedule.
I can guarantee you any of these coaches' staffs, the second they turn on OU's defensive tape, they go, all right, boys, let's buckle down. Here we go.
I'm telling you, as an offensive guy, you look at that, and the toughest thing for an offensive coordinator to control is the defensive line. If it's a defensive line that causes as much havoc as our defensive line causes, it's hard to game plan that. If it was one guy, kind of like we talked about last week with Dylan Stewart,
yep.
Like you can kind of game plan on how to control him. But when you got four guys across the board that are playing the way that we're playing, every down, wreaking havoc, living in the backfield, it's going to be very tough. And so, you know, like the thing that I loved about how we approached this week, it was very complimentary in how we approached the game. And I've been saying it, we have to win the field position battle. We were able to pin them deep. And if you think about it, when we pin people inside the 5, sometimes it's going to end up in a safety, right?
Sometimes.
A lot of times. More times than I can remember, right? And so, like, if we keep playing that game and allow our offense to run the ball efficiency, how about the run game, bro? How about it? We had a 100-yard rusher, 171 yards total rushing. Like, that's a big deal, man. And so if we can continue to build on that, we're setting ourselves up to make a run for the SEC championship.
Should we get our complaining out of the way before we get too happy,
well,
you know?
Let's do it. The opening segment is brought to you by family-owned Community Coffee, the official brewed coffee of OU Athletics. Takes a difference, family makes. Let's get the complaining out of the way.
We got to stop committing so many penalties.
Yeah,
especially
absolutely.
in the special team phases of the game. It feels like we get entirely too many blocks in the back, and those are big penalties that really affect field position. At the very least, like if we're struggling with those things, and I know that Coach Deacon is seething about that stuff because he's like the most detailed coach I've ever seen on a practice field.
We had him on Coach's Corner, and then we talked to him when we were in line at the airport, and we got a detailed explanation of it with reenactments, with him moving his body.
Talking about passionate, man.
He's fantastic, and they spend a ton of time during practice on special teams. So hit a few punts in the first half, which is –
we did get a pick on special teams.
Yeah, I mean,
we got an interception, a special teams turnover.
Why they thought that was a good idea, I have no idea.
I don't know.
How about
the boundary.
It's 4th and 2. Just give the ball to Lenore Sellers and let him do something, you know? But we got to clean that up because moving forward, the competition's going to get better.
Yes.
And these games are going to be one-score games that are won in the margins. Field position, penalties, that type of stuff, those things can win or lose these games the rest of the way for this football team. And I know it bothers Venables to his core because of the way that they preach these things in practice. So we can't let penalties, bad punts. I'm not going to talk about the kicker because the number one rule when you got a kicker on a heater is don't talk about the kicker on the heater.
It's like a no-hitter. You don't talk about him.
He is he's great.
He's really
good.
But
we got to clean that stuff up. The only reason South Carolina scored was because we got too many penalties.
Yeah.
Or that should have been a shutout,
Absolutely.
or at least that's the way I saw it, Josh.
Yeah, agreed with all of that. We've got to be better in all of those positions. I'll add to that. Our third down has to be better. There were too many times that we had guys running wide open that we did not get the ball to. To me, those are the types of things, man. Like when you talk about keeping drives going, keeping our defense fresh and off the field, like, yeah, we have to finish more drives in the end zone for one, but two, we just need to sustain drives a lot more efficiently and a lot more consistently.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
We're going to talk about the offense or defense first. What do you want to do?
We've only got 2 minutes left in this segment, so let's start just with the general John Mateer conversation. I thought he looked good.
I thought he looked much better. I thought he looked much more comfortable, and it's all connected offensively, man. We ran it efficiently.
Yes.
We ran it efficiently. We stayed at the head of the change. You see this situation right here. Perfect ball placement from Mateer to Burks, allows him to spin out of it, get some yards after the catch. And that was the thing that stood out to me. There were several throws in this game from Mateer where the ball's right where it needed to be. And there weren't many of those, if any, against Texas. The way that he threw it, now we still didn't push it down the field a ton, and I think that's going to come if we continue to run it more efficiently and Mateer continues to feel better about that hand and about where he's at physically. I really liked what I saw from John Mateer. I thought he was efficient. You're never going to play a perfect game. I still think he looks a little hesitant as a runner compared to the way he looked early in the season. He's not the, let's call it the battering ram that he was to start the year, but that's completely understandable coming off the surgery as well. But overall, and this is a term that gets used negatively for some reason, I thought he managed the game very, very well for this offense.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That he's doing a good job of managing the ball and managing the offense. Where I still struggle and what we absolutely need are just the simple pitch and catch throws we have to be able to complete. And the more I've watched him, I've noticed that, the quarterback game is a ground up game, your feet, right? And everybody talks about the sidearm. That's not the thing.
He can get a little squirrely with the feet every once in a while.
And it leads to inerrant throws and inconsistency. And so if we really want to do what we want to do in the playoffs, winning the national championship, he has to be better in that regard.
And I think he'll continue to get better as he gets back into the rhythm and more comfortable with that throwing hand.
All right, let's get our first timeout of a 2-hour block of nonstop Sooner talk. We're live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. We're talking about that overall run game next. You're inside the huddle.
Thank you to our cornerstone television partners, OU Health, OG&E, Fowler Auto Group, and Coca-Cola. The Huddle is brought to you by Taco Mayo. Tap the app and save up to 25% today. Air Comfort Solutions. Your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. One Oklahoma. Powered by Sooner Sports Properties. Fan-fueled, athlete-focused.
Mateer, handoff Blaylock again over the left side to the 15, turns it up, he's to the 10, 5, touchdown! Torrey Blaylock from 18 yards out, Pater, and the Sooners strike first in South Kakalaki.
South Kakalaki.
Toby was working.
What Toby know about Kakalaki?
He was working on that.
Toby's a man of the people. He gets invited to the cookout.
I see that.
Dinner on Friday night, he dropped that a couple of times, and in my mind, I'm like, that's ended up on the broadcast.
No doubt.
Yeah, first touchdown, it was in there. Welcome back inside the Huddle. We're live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Great crowd here tonight. Thank you for everyone that was here early. Brent Venables is coming up in a little less than an hour from now. And I understand that it's fine. Your attention may be diverted a bit because Baker Mayfield is playing on Monday Night Football.
No one's watching this.
Go, Baker.
I'm not even watching this. I'm staring at the TV where Baker's Bucks are playing.
When Gabe starts talking, I watch that. When Josh starts talking, I lean over and I look at that TV right over there.
Isn't it crazy that essentially all of us are Tampa Bay Bucks fans?
I don't have that happen. Yeah.
I played for 6 different NFL teams, and I feel more invested in the Bucks somehow.
That's real.
It's crazy. I mean, he is. I'm on the list of the most loved players in the history of this program. It's hard to say he's not right at the top, man.
Might be number one. So while Baker tries to get the Bucks back in this, they're down 7-0. Our second segment
They're
is
playing the
presented by-
Lions, who I did play for.
Yeah, he played for the Lions. The second segment is presented by Taco Mayo. Tap the app and save up to 25% today. You saw the highlight. Tory Blaylock was just named the SEC Freshman of the Week.
Blaylock.
Over 100
Yeah.
yards.
Come on, baby.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
You had
Awesome.
talked about playing to your strengths, doing things that match your personnel. Brent Venables, when we were talking to him coming off the field, talked about being the continual process of identifying what your strengths are. Tory Blaylock and and Xavier Robinson, when he got the opportunity, look, 5.3 yards per carry too. I mean, they spread him out and they were able to gash him a bit.
I loved it, man. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you called it, man. You called it.
Credit.
I'm watching the game, and I'm like, it's working.
All I do is watch. All I do is watch.
No,
And
that's great job by you seeing that, calling that out.
I thought Ben Arbuckle and this offensive staff did a great job of playing to the strengths of their personnel. We spread South Carolina out. We didn't put our tight ends at the point of attack in line, blocking edge guys. We allowed them to run split zone, and they did a really nice job. I thought Caden Helms, especially, I love that play so much. His effort on Tory Blaylock's touchdown run is fantastic. Go watch it, people. And the number one thing, though, we did spread them out. We did set up our tight ends for success. Blaylock and Robinson ran hard, broke some tackles. But the biggest difference was what we did along the offensive line. That group, and believe me, from some of the conversations I had down there, that group had heard the criticism.
Yeah.
And they took it personally, and they came off the ball. They played with velocity and violence, and they played by far their most physical game of the year. And I loved what I saw from that group. It wasn't perfect. It's never going to be perfect. But it was fast and physical, and the effort was really, really good. I expect that every time, baby.
No question about it. It's like, hey, once the standard's set, keep building on it.
Yeah,
I just find it interesting that some kind of way, anytime we talk about the offensive side of the ball, it always gets back around to the offensive line with my man Gabe.
Hey, ask Norris Sellers how important an offensive line is.
No question. And you were spot on. I noticed also that their whole offensive line looks like an offensive line of guards.
It's just it's a weird looking group.
It is. It really is.
They couldn't block us at all. But the run game, now you build from here, right? And we saw some simple things. Throwing some of the RPOs to the outside, Mateer liking the box count or not liking the box count, making good decisions whether to hand it or whether to throw it outside. I thought he made really good decisions in some of those situations. Xavier Robinson's touchdown run, John Mateer's trying to keep that ball, and X just takes it from him and goes and scores. So you're kind of like, all right, hey, man, sometimes that happens. But I really thought that I really think that this is a performance that can build some confidence for this offensive line, for these backs, and for this offense as a whole, right? Everyone's been talking, hey, this defense, this defense, this defense. Now it's time for this offense to raise its level of play and to get in this conversation. And I think this is kind of the launching point for them. I think it's only going to get better from here. I think the competition, we're going to play better defenses than South Carolina. There's no doubt about it. But I think the success that we saw them have is something you can build on. And I think a lot of the concepts that we got to in the running game in this game will be foundational pieces of this offense the rest of the way.
Yeah, I like that word foundational because, as I've said numerous times in past weeks, that the run game has to be the foundation, and everything will open up from there. And so the thing that gets me excited is, again, like you said, we continue to build on what we did this week, spreading teams out, running the game, running some RPO, but also it's going to help us in getting the ball down the field. Because I think that's one place that we lack tremendously is just those big plays. I appreciate the fact that we could matriculate the ball down the field this week. Again, we need to finish in the end zone. But, man, when we get into these tougher games, these tougher opponents, we're going to need more explosive plays throughout the game. Part of that is in the run game. We need to have bigger plays, more explosive plays in the run game, but we also got to be able to push the ball down the field and have explosive plays in the pass game. And this run game is absolutely going to help us do that.
It's going to be the key to it, in my mind, Josh, because – and you can see it in the second half of the South Carolina game. All of a sudden, South Carolina safeties
start
creeping closer.
Yep. Started off at 10, now they're at 7.
And all of a sudden they're closer, and on the snap, hey, they're rolling into the box. And those are the types of looks that we just haven't seen a lot of this season. And it's hard to really get the vertical passing game going when you got a bunch of deep safeties. You still can take your chances, but you're not at a numbers advantage. And I think if we continue to run it efficiently, we will get those opportunities, those one-on-one opportunities on the outside. In fact, I think we'll get them against Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Because I think that we should be able to find some efficiency in the run game. Georgia certainly was able to do it. So I am anticipating John Mateer getting more aggressive in some of those situations. And it could be as simple as, hey, we've got the split zone play called, but they've got 7 in the box. And we've got, whether it's Giovanni Gibson or Deion Burks or Isaiah Satania, isolated, and he's one-on-one with the safety that isn't it really in the picture.
Yeah.
You got to take some of those chances and throw some of those go balls in those situations. And as Mateer continues to get back into the rhythm, continues to feel better, I think those are chances he's going to take.
And I think, Josh, you alluded to this earlier. I think we saw Giovanni Gibson win a lot.
Yes.
And, that didn't see a lot of that in the OU Texas game. You saw Satania find some grass.
Satania looks great.
Yeah, he does.
Those receivers are stepping up. And I think they got an opportunity to really, really get some big plays.
No, absolutely. And again, it's all going to go back to the run game, whether it's, off play action or RPO. Like Gabe said, man, when you start getting those safeties creeping up, that's just going to open the field up for those deep shots, man. Honestly, I'm curious because we don't throw the ball down the field. We don't take a lot of attempts down the field.
Right.
I'm not sure if that's intentional or if that has something to do with Mateer's hand. But I think those opportunities are going to become a lot more frequent after the run performance that we had this last week. I believe that going into this game, that's going to be something that Ole Miss is ready for, that they're prepared for, and we still have to make them pay for it early in the game so that we can continue to build in the pass game later in the game. And just, it just allows the play caller to call his shots when he wants to. You know what I'm saying? And so when we go into this game, we're going to need to be efficient and productive in the run game, just like we were last week.
I think we can have a nice day offensively against Ole Miss's defense.
What they look like?
Well, I compare it. They're not as good as Michigan. They're not as good as Auburn. I would say they're more in the South Carolina range. And now they've got 2 defensive tackles that I really like, 51 and 52. Those guys can play, but they're making these guys are defensive tackles. They're playing like 90% of their snaps.
Ooh, that's tough.
So they don't have a ton of depth along the defensive line. Their weakness is in the secondary. And that's why I think if we can find the same efficiency that we found against South Carolina with the run game, you got to take some chances down the field.
Have to.
In this one. You absolutely have to. But I think a great example of building on some of the things that we had success with in the South Carolina game is the Isaiah Satania touchdown in that game. Mm-hmm. We had thrown just some simple RPO bubbles to the outside and had some success with them, right? Box count's not in our favor. Let's throw it out there. Let's make their guys get off blocks and make tackles in space. And we fake throwing one of those, and no one covers Satania. He acts like he's blocking for Burks on the bubble. He runs right by everyone. Mateer throws him a perfect ball, protects him from the corner that's fallen off, and that's how you build plays. That's how you sequence things.
And I feel like double moves are going to be big for us too, because a lot
they've been Ole Miss has been double moved a lot.
Yeah, and if you notice, South Carolina, they were squatting on all of those slant routes, squatting on a lot of those short routes, because that's what they see a lot. So they're squatting on those. Some double moves are going to allow us a chance at some explosive plays in the pass game.
We need another guest appearance from Kevin Wilson in the pregame show.
I love Coach.
When Gabe and I were in the pregame show, Kevin Wilson came over and pointed to the grass. And what did he say? The rye's coming in. It's a little wet here. It's going to be a double move kind of a day. And we're just okay. We didn't see a ton of them. We didn't have the opera outside of the Isaiah Satania, but
I think it's cool that you pointed that out, because one thing that I've constantly said, not on this show, but one point that I made frequently is when you look at our offensive, just the room, our coach's room, like there's no reason that we shouldn't continue to progress and get better on the offensive side because of the minds that are in that room.
Absolutely.
And Coach Wilson being one of them.
I think that's why this South Carolina game was so important. That group as a whole, coaches included, got to experience a little success.
Yep.
And I think they saw some things and went, hey, we can get really, really good at this handful of things, and we can build off that. And that can be a very, very important thing for an offense. So I was very encouraged by what we saw from the offense in that game. Was it 500 yards and 50 points like we used to do around here? No.
It controlled the game.
But
us running the ball controls the clock and controls the game.
That's the thing, is that's not what we're going to be this season, especially when you consider the defense we have.
Absolutely.
You don't have to snap it 85 times a game and try to score 50.
Yep.
You don't need 50.
Be efficient. Control the ball.
Be efficient. Get into plays that set your guys up for success. And, yes, it will make things a lot easier if we can get some explosives in the passing game, because it's difficult to go 8, 10, 12 plays all the time. And that's why I think if we continue to build on the success we saw against South Carolina, more explosive plays in the passing game will come.
This segment's been presented by Taco Mayo. Tap the app and save up to 25% today. You heard Gabe tease a little bit on Ole Miss. Let's go in depth on what the Rebs are bringing to town next inside the Huddle. Stick around.
The Huddle
Sorry, I got a little
is brought to you by Riverwind Casino. It's always a good time. OU Fan Shop. The best place to gear up for game day is shop.soonersports.com. Sooner Kids Club. Log on to Soonersports.com/kids for information about joining the Kids Club presented by OG&E and brought to you in part by Devon Energy.
To him, and it's a pass. It is intercepted. Taylor Wine picked it off. It's a turnover. The punter threw it right to Taylor Wine, and the Sooners take over at midfield.
Yeah, Taylor. T-Wine.
He's having a season.
He's a small guy. I understand the punter not seeing him there.
We had a chance to meet his family before the game.
His dad is amazing, but he does have the intensity of 1,000 suns in his eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can just see it. You're like, that's where he gets it. He gets it from his father. There's no doubt.
Man. So proud of that kid, man.
How good is that kid playing?
Oh, he's playing great.
Oh, my gosh.
Playing amazing.
I've heard the debate started. You know, you got maybe more draftable players right now. R. Mason Thomas obviously is going to be potentially a first-round pick. People talking about maybe Taylor Wine, the best defensive player right now for Oklahoma?
Well, this is where we're at. Taylor Wine is just racking up TFLs. He's starting to put together an all-SEC type of season. And our defensive tackle group is the best in the country. And here's how you know they are. David Stone is technically a backup. Right? He might be the best defensive tackle in college football. This dude,
he's a backup.
I mean, Teddy talked about it on the pod. He called them Hulk plays.
Hulk plays,
where he just is ripping through people, just destroying everything and making tackles. Like, it is so fun to watch this entire defensive line. They have been fantastic.
Been fun, man, and Taylor Wine's a major part of it. All right, let's talk a little bit about Ole Miss before we do this segment. Brought to you by Riverwind Casino, the official entertainment destination of OU athletics. All right, Ole Miss comes into this game 6-1, 3-1 off their first loss of the season. That came to Georgia this past weekend. And as we look at the Ole Miss Rebs, it's brought to you by One Oklahoma. One Oklahoma powered by Sooner Sports Properties, fan fueled, athlete focused. It's unfortunate that all these rumors about Lane Kiffin going to Florida are starting right now.
What a shame.
Shame.
It'd be an absolute shame if that distracted this football team.
But he's done a great job with this offense.
Yeah, and they score points. That's what they do. And I can guarantee you this. Lane Kiffin is coming in this game knowing that his offense is the strength of his football team, that our offense may be starting to find its footing a little bit, and they are going to be hyper aggressive. They're going to push it down the field consistently. They're going to think, hey, we got to come in here and score 35, 40 to walk out of here with a win. And Trinidad Chambliss says, what a story.
Yeah.
Ferris State transfer.
Gets thrown in the mix
in
because
April. He got there in April after spring.
Gets thrown into, I guess he was supposed to be the starter at Temple.
Really?
Yeah. How do you think Casey Keeler feels right now? But it's really impressive, man. He has been as good as you could possibly ask him to be. And he got the opportunity because Austin Simmons went down with some injuries. Now, he was also turning the ball over. He was throwing it to the other team too much. But Chambliss, he's a good passer. He doesn't push it down the field as much as Jackson Dart did a year ago. But he's very dangerous with his legs. Josh, he kind of reminds me of a little, and I'm not saying he's the same player, but when you watch him take off and run and the way that he kind of moves, he gives you some bigger Kyler Murray vibes. He doesn't have Kyler's speed, but the way how fast his legs move and just how much ground he covers, he's an athlete now.
Well, I'll say this, man. If Lane Kiffin is coming into this game saying they got to score 35, 40 points to win this game, they're not going to win the game.
Good. I like to hear that. I said they're going to try.
I mean, no question about it. I mean, it's his MO to call the game aggressively. But, like, he's going against a different animal this week than he's seen, even better than what he saw last week in Georgia.
Oh, we are – Georgia, this is – and Georgia's still got athletes all over the field, don't get me wrong, but they are not what we're used to on the defensive side of the ball at all right now. They've got some issues defensively. I don't think anyone would debate it. Like, OU's got a better defense than Georgia.
No question. And so with that, execute, man. Like, we got to execute on both sides of the ball. I honestly think it will be a low-scoring game for them. I think we score 25, 30 points this game.
I would love that.
I think that's in our wheelhouse.
You get to 30, you got to feel – you're going to feel really good about things. And this Ole Miss defense has taken – now, they lost a bunch of guys to the draft on defense.
Yeah, what do we have? 8 guys, 5 of those on the defensive side.
But they've taken quite a large step back defensively.
This segment has been brought to you by Riverwind Casino, the official entertainment destination of OU Athletics. And as always, our opponent preview, powered by One Oklahoma and Sooner Sports Properties. Quick break. Let's look around college football and kind of lay out our beef from the week that was next.
Oh, I got one.
Oh, you got one?
I got one.
All right. You're inside the huddle.
The Huddle is brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. Trails Golf Club of Norman, where members become family. Inquire today at trailsgolf.com. OU's 2025 football games are available on Ritmo 96.5 FM in Oklahoma City and 101.5 FM El Patron in Tulsa, as well as on these stations' websites. Each OU Spanish broadcast will feature a 30-minute pregame show and a 15-minute postgame show.
Sear claps his hands, fakes the handoff, wants to throw, looks in zone, got him, man! 5 caught, touchdown! Isaiah Satania, touchdown Sooners! And the Sooners indeed have a stranglehold in South Carolina.
Isaiah Satania, solid day, finished with 73 yards on 7 catches and that touchdown, and you love that play.
Playing great ball, first of all, and that's another example where that's exactly where that ball needs to be from John Mateer. And he had a handful of throws in this game where the ball placement is perfect for his wide receiver, and it was very encouraging to see. Makes me think that hand's starting to feel better.
Hey, this segment is being brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. All right, it is time for What's Your Beef. It's brought to you by Didier Ranch. Gabe, I know you said you're fired up, so what's your beef?
We used to be a proper country.
This is true, yeah. This is true.
Texas Tech can't throw tortillas anymore?
What?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Kirby Hocutt, their athletic director, came out today during Joey McGuire's news conference and said, can't do it anymore.
Oh, that's horrible.
I guess the Big 12 said they were going to fine him like $100,000 or something.
Yeah.
That's bad for college football.
That's what I'm saying.
And bad for the opposing team. I used to eat those things.
Hey, UCLA and USC and Oregon are in the Big 10. That makes no sense, but okay. Stanford, Cal, they're in the Atlantic Coast Conference when they're on the Pacific Coast.
Yeah, but you can't throw tortillas.
But no, okay, doesn't make sense, but okay. But tortilla throwing is what these traditions in college football, we can't let them go away. What are we going to do next? Not let the ponies run on the field?
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. We can't let them win. Texas Tech, I need you to fight back, guys. Throw the dang tortillas. Hurl them.
We typically would play Texas Tech in the wintertime, like in November, late October, early November.
Oh, you got the frozen ones.
No, but we had the heaters on the sideline.
Yeah.
So we'd grab those tortillas and put them in front of the heater and have a little snack.
Not a bad idea, actually.
That
really
can't
good
be
idea.
sanitary.
They're taking that away now. It probably wasn't, but hey,
but
you know.
it was great.
It was great.
But I'm kind of joking, but I'm not. There are the traditions. That's what makes college football special. That's what differentiates it from the NFL. The players are getting paid now. It's starting to feel more professional. Don't let them take that stuff from us.
Yeah. Right.
And shame on the Big 12 Conference for doing it.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, man. They've been doing that for how long?
Oh, forever. I mean,
They're gonna prevent us from chanting Boomer Sooner next? Like, what are we doing?
They're trying to prevent us from doing this.
they did try that. They did try that. By the way, what's your beef?
I don't understand it. Like that's the stuff. Like that's the quirky stuff about college football that makes it the best sport on earth.
It is kind of funny, though, when you try to explain it to somebody that's not a sports fan. It's like, so what do they do to celebrate? It's like, oh, they throw tortillas on the field. You're like, what?
Why do they do that? Exactly.
Exactly.
It's one of those, you just had to be there.
Great.
You had to be there.
That's what makes it great. It's like, hey, Florida State, for the rest of eternity, no matter how bad things get there, you got to have the Chiefs stab that flaming spear into the field.
That's right.
It may scare some people, but I'm sorry. It just has to be that way.
It's intimidating.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I remember seeing it in person as a player, and I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
That's my first ever road trip, too.
Amazing.
Didier Ranch's premium ranch-raised beef can be shipped anywhere in the continental U.S. Visit DidierRanch.com. That's DIDIER Ranch.com to order today. Didier Ranch tradition. Taste better. You're tuned into the Huddle from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Now, Brent Venables is coming up right around the corner, but when we come back, we'll put a wrap on the Huddle with some final thoughts and one more look ahead to Lane Kiffin and the Rebels coming to town this Saturday. Stick around.
The Huddle is brought to you by Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. We want to thank all of our Sooner Radio Network affiliates across the state and region. Fans can check out Soonersports.com for an affiliate in your area. And if you're traveling outside the state of Oklahoma, you can listen to all the action on either SiriusXM Radio or download the Varsity Network app and listen free.
Sellers 5 yards deep. Has the shotgun snap. It's a handoff over the left side. That's a safety. Marcus Strong sits on it. 2 points.
Rolling on the field.
And you can unhitch the wagon.
How about that play? How about G, baby?
I didn't notice.
And Marcus Strong.
Oh,
Did you
man.
see him hit the – so I guess this is a Gamecock hand signal.
Uh-huh.
And he hit him with the –
Oh.
I like that.
I like it.
Marcus
I was like,
Strong.
is he hanging up the phone? What's he doing? Oh, no, he's throwing the Gamecock down.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. So happy for Marcus, man. So happy for him.
Today's final segment is brought to you by the Trails Golf Club in Norman, where members become family. Inquire today at trailsgolf.com. We got a little bit of time here. You mentioned Marcus. There's a deep rotation at the defensive tackle. You got to fight to get in there.
Yeah.
But whenever he's had the opportunity, he's made the most of it. It's good to
Absolutely,
see.
man. And what it brings to mind, because you look across that defensive line and all of those guys playing, it just kind of reminds me of just the work that Coach Bates has put in over the last 4 years and how he's developed those guys that stuck around, fought it out like Marcus, and they're having success now, man. I mean, we really do have the best defensive line room in the country. And so, like, again, we keep saying it, especially for that position. Gabe was talking about Ole Miss. They're limited. You got guys playing 90% of the snaps. We're not doing it. Our guys are fresh when they put their hand in the dirt. They're fresh. That means they can get off the ball. They can be violent. They can get in the backfield and keep making these tackles for loss.
It's fun. It's fun. They're making a difference. And we got enough time for a final preview here. All right, Ole Miss, something we're looking forward to tomorrow. All right, Saturday from the Sooners against the Rebs.
Ole Miss's offense versus our defense. I think clearly Lane Kiffin made some headlines today with what he said about signals. So I'm sure that Brent Venables and the defensive staff they were very motivated to go out there and play very well. I think they may be even more motivated now. So that's the matchup. That's going to be a lot of fun. And can our offense build off the success we saw them have in Columbia?
Sustained drives, finish in the end zone.
Yeah.
That's what we have to do on the offensive
I like
side.
that idea.
I like that
That's
a
good.
lot.
Sustained drives, finish in the end
hanging
zone.
out inside the huddle. Brent Venables is coming up next live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue.
Live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, the Air Comfort Solutions OU Huddle has been presented by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Also brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. And by Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Sooner Sports Network.